hello.
What's happening? How are you? There's 30 people here, and just for you 30 people, actually, no, there's 50 people, I'm going to say a special good evening to you.
Oh, that's nice.
How you doing? It's good to have you.
Special good evening.
Please don't mind the hat, you know what I mean? It's quarantine
Your
hair.
cut is not bad. You have a nice cut
No,
right now.
no, I
actually.
don't have a
Thank
cut.
you.
My wife does my hair for me, and it's a little bit, janky
Might be a
in
bit
places.
biased. Hey, Emma. Ramadan Mubarak, everyone. Last couple days. We're excited to see everyone. All right. So, if you don't know, we have very special guests tonight. We have Tyrese and Samantha Gibson, close friends of ours, and we love them to bits. We think that they are a great example of coupledom and a couple that really makes things work and has been through quite a bit together. So we want to dissect them and see what they're about.
Don't forget to send us some questions for Sam and Ty. Sam and Ty, I'll break
nice.
it up. And just be honest, this just to remind everyone about what coupledom is about. We want to help other couples speak to each other, get through things. Tyrese, as you know, is a very open, emotional person, so he probably has some gems.
Way.
He has some gems for us to explore. And Sam is a very smart woman. So please ask some intelligent questions. I'm interested in how the two of them, navigate their lives. Tyrese has multiple businesses, is always traveling around the world. It'd be interesting to see how they get through that. And obviously some of, what are the upheavals that they've had to overcome. I think that's a very foundation of coupledom. Sabrina and I like to be a little bit transparent about some of the things we've gone through in order to, help other couples go through the same shit. So, you know what I mean?
Yes. So, that's what Sable Labs is really about. We wanted to create a space for couples to come, and it's not just romantic couples. If you guys forgot, it's best friends, it's family, it's business partners, it's siblings. Anyone that is just trying to make their dreams a reality with another person and how they make those goals
I'm going to be right back. My son is acting. No,
He's running up and down the stairs right now.
It is bedtime for this guy.
Oh, thank you for the compliment. Okay, so I'm going to turn the comments off probably just because it makes it easier for everybody to see. Like, I hate when the comments are all over, their faces. So if you have a question, please leave it in the question box. So that's just at the bottom of your screen, there's like a little question mark. So that's where you go. I'm going to see, because I think some of you put questions already in here. So please put them in the box. I'm gonna add them. Hey. See. There we go. Okay. Hey.
Finally!
No, Winston is running around. It just has to go and tell him what's up. So he'll be right back. Hi, you guys.
Hey,
What's up? Oh, look at the beautiful couple.
what's happening?
Oh man, fly as hell. Fly as always. I see you.
I'm trying to I gotta go put my beanie on because I gotta look like my brother. You gotta give me a second.
We got them here. Ty's gonna go put his beanie on. So
Yeah, he said he put his
he's gonna put his beanie on.
What's he putting his beanie on? I've got the beanie real estate today.
I gotta do this the right way, bro.
Yo, bro, beanie real estate has been allocated. This is it. It's ugly. It means that when I'm talking about emotional shit, I've got a beanie on. It looks better.
This is his safety blanket. That's why.
Oh, well, see, I wish I had my safety blanket would be a hat. Oh, okay, hold on. Bubby, you're driving me
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
My husband
Okay,
was
I'm gonna
creativity, it's driving me nuts.
Don't go
Shout out
crazy.
to the people in the comments. I'm just going to turn you off for a little bit, just so
you get clear screen.
you can see the real emotion. Okay, Tyrese, what do you got? A costume change?
You know what he's trying.
Let me show you what he's doing.
Wardrobe. Look.
Let me show you what he's doing.
No.
This is not
Hold on. Wait.
Are you doing the lights?
ring light.
You're exposing me.
What are you doing?
son.
This is not gonna work.
That's props. I like that. I like that. Lighting matters.
Lighting
I have a question.
I love it.
Is that the famous Benihana's?
No.
No, they have it in the backyard.
Huh?
No, we're not doing all of that. Idris, when you guys come to LA, we will make sure that we do this the right way. We got to get you out of London. Okay, I was setting up my light because the dark skin community, well,
Do you want to go outside?
you wouldn't understand.
Do you want to go outside in the sun?
No, I'm all right. I was trying to work on my lighting and it didn't come. You exposed
Your
me.
lighting looks great.
I
The only
think-
thing
I
is
think
your
you look
framing, because we can see a quarter of your face. Get in there a little bit.
Get in there
Okay.
for it.
Get ya.
That's how
There's
you know
some
they're
great
both in the
lighting.
film industry.
Oh, that's
they're like
good.
this.
How about that
they're
lighting
like,
right there? How about that lighting? Yeah.
That's
That was A1.
right.
What did you open the curtain? What happened?
No, don't do you. We'll tell you about it later.
This is little man cave.
It's magic.
How are you guys?
Thank you guys. First of all, we're so excited to see you both, just genuinely because we love you both. But thank you for coming on. We opened up this platform to be able to talk to couples that we think inspire other couples and who really do right by each other. And to me, you guys are the epitome of that. I mean, I met you in Atlanta, and you know how much I fell in love with Sam. I mean, I feel like that's my little boo-boo. So you can have her sometimes, but she's mine. So we definitely want to use this opportunity to kind of dissect you both and see what you're about and how it is what makes you guys the way you are.
Well, first of all, me and Idris, embarrassingly so, you guys met after me and Idris connected, and y'all talk and work out and communicate on text chains every day.
Yeah.
Idris is the mystery man. I don't know what's going on. You online hosting acting class.
This is not the time to talk about your relationship problems.
Well, I just want to make sure that before we get into our relationship, that I address the dark skinned fellow over here to say, yo, what's going on, bro? How do we get our wives together and they doing better than us? Like, this is ridiculous.
Man.
No, you know what? Hands up. I'm a shit friend. I am not communicative. I have I have issues I need to deal with and stay in constant communication with people I love.
Yeah.
So I hold my hand up, Tyrese. You're not wrong. I will do better. How about that?
I love you. Hey, but this is a good start. I forgive you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. And just so the world know, we got like 17 songs unreleased, and they'll probably be released in 2025. So
We tell no lie.
Can I talk? Let's talk about that real quick, because Tyrese and I essentially known each other, of each other, and each other for years, right? But not closely.
Yeah.
And in a very short space of time, even though I am a shit friend, I believe Tyrese is someone that will be in my life for the rest of my life.
Definitely.
And the mechanics of that, right? Really, Tyrese, we dived into a lot of real big man talk quick.
Yes, sir.
We cut through a lot of red tape.
No time.
Quick. Do you think that's like a real key in terms of friendship and how people partnerships, couples relate to each other? Do you think cutting through the red tape quickly or taking your time to get to know people is better?
Well, the thing is, I think our approach was, we both from the streets, right? So we don't kind of do the dancing and the Hollywood thing. We are employed by Hollywood, but we're not of the Hollywood cloth, right? So when you from the streets and you from the ghetto, you don't do the small talk, woo wop, beep wop, and you're also not gullible enough to think or believe what you may have heard from others. So we came into this thing and our approach was very bow. Who are you and who am I? And
face value.
We think about each other, and contrary to whatever smoke and whatever David Copperfield magician smoke that's out there, boom. And I think that, to me, is always the start of a great foundation, because it, for one, speaks to our upbringing. and it says, you know, even if someone's from a different hood and you may have heard this about that person from that hood or that neighborhood, you're establishing your friendship based on how you feel about that person, period. And I think Samantha and your wife did the same thing, because it's not expected of them to say, I like you, because my husband and your husband linked up and they get along, so we're supposed to get along. They established their friendship and relationship naturally and organically, and me and you created the platform for them to do that, and they're doing better than us.
No, let's talk about that, Sabrina, because I'm interested. You know, female duos, partnerships tend to have a slightly different dynamic from male partnerships, especially two new female friends, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, I always find in my experience that female new friends are quite rare. You don't all, you know, you've got your girlfriends for years. Samuel's got a girlfriend for years. How was that for the two of you guys?
You know, I think it kind of speaks to what they said, because we saw how organic and real your relationship was. I honestly think that kind of gave us a little platform to be like, hey, you know what? They're being real. I feel like I can be real with you. I trust my husband's judgment. You trust your husband's judgment.
Right.
And I think well, to be honest, I relate to Sam a little bit. I feel like we have kind of a similar life path in a way, and you know, we share similar aspirations, and we check in with God. I check in with Allah, and we just vibe like that naturally. But Idris is right. It doesn't happen often. I haven't made a new friend like Sam in I don't even know how long. So
Right. And I think when I met Sabrina, I was very frank with her, because I felt like me and Tyrese, we got married, and a lot of women in the industry weren't, I guess, as genuine. Let me just say that. And I don't know how not to be genuine. That's kind of a flaw that I have, but I am who I am, and I'm in no setting you're going to see me and I'm not me. And I feel like I met the same thing with Sabrina is the same thing with me. No matter where I speak to Sabrina, whether she's on IG Live, whether she's talking to me on a Zoom call, whether we're talking on the phone, you are always you. And you're always beautifully you. And I love that about you. And because I felt like you were so genuine, we're both new in this, and we're both dealing with husbands that are known and have influence and successful. You know, there's a certain bond that I wish our community was a little bit stronger, because a lot of us kind of like stay in our own little world, and you know, I wish it was stronger, but you know, but we were able.
Well, you know, the thing is, and Idris could definitely back me on this. Unfortunately, where we have found ourselves clamming up and being introverts or isolated or not as open to brand new friendships and relationships is because we have a lot at stake.
Yeah. I think
when crabs in the barrels or bad people reveal themselves, it normally comes with a lot of repercussions that play out privately and publicly. And so through these experiences, you find yourself saying, well, you know what? Even though I am open to brand new people, just as a general, my experiences has caused me to clam up. And you know, when I seen you guys link up, I said I may not go and get pedicures and manicures done with Idris, but
No. I could show you my feet right now, and you would know that there's none of that going on.
I may not go and get my eyelashes done with the big homie, but in my mind, I think we have kind of built, I think it's our alpha. We have figured out a way to survive and not necessarily have cliques and entourages of a lot of people. But I think what is important, what I want to make you aware of, you know, as the first lady, I want to make you aware. My motivation became, it's really hard to have a conversation as a woman with other women who literally can't relate to your life.
That's true.
It's really, really hard, even if you find yourself complaining about the small or medium or gigantic things, when you're talking to a woman and she's literally has nothing to do with the life or lifestyle, how often you travel, movie sets, the pressure, the backlash, the this and that. I think it's important to me to build out a community of women that can pull from each other, that are specifically living the life and lifestyle that you're living. And it's okay to still be a part of women who are not married to whatever that might be, but there are certain conversations and pressures that only you guys can relate to. So
Well,
when I've seen, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I think that the very foundation of what you're talking about is relatable no matter what your career is. The very foundation of what you're talking about. So if you and I were both accountants and Sabrina and Sam were both, you know, office managers of different law firms, you know, you and I kicking it, the politics around how they get together as two women in, you know, their respective is the same politics. It's about the connection, right? It's about how you guys relate to each other, regardless that we're in the film industry. But I think that is relatable. And that's actually something, the only reason I'm pointing it out is because coupledom, you know, this isn't about, you know, the entertainment industry per se, although it is the one that we can relate to the most. But I'm always eager to underline that any you know, thing that Sabrina and I talk about, even though it may not be relatable to most people based on what we do for a living, it is the same set of rules, you know, mechanics that everyone has to deal with. And I think that, you know, Sam and Sabrina getting together was based on, hey, I'm going to be open with you. If you're open with me, let's kick it. You know, regardless of what we do.
Well, I agree with those basics and 100%, but I will say specifically that when they talk, when they hang, when they communicate, they have the same exact vibrations because they are the significant other of, and the support system within that.
You should let Sam talk.
What he's saying though, but what he's saying though, because we have something in common.
Yes,
because it's whether you're in the film industry or whether you guys are accountants or you work for FedEx.
Well, that's what I was saying.
But what I'm saying.
Do that again. I'm late.
Why are you late?
You can hit me with the back. Go ahead.
He's extra.
But you know what I'm thinking? You know what I want to say though? I agree with that 100%. But I also think that it's more complicated than that because, you know, me and Sam have been in situations with women who also share that same type of lifestyle, but we haven't necessarily gotten along with. So I think, you know, it's more complicated, but it is a leap of faith, and it is like, hey, an icebreaker. We're in the same position. Let's talk about that. And whether you're willing to open up to someone, I mean, I feel like it is a vibration thing. You can kind of connect to people on this level before you even connect with them. Like you feel out there. Yeah. So, but I want more about like I like you guys turn this around on us because we're supposed to be talking about.
Oh right,
no.
We're supposed to be interviewing us.
Well, here's the thing. I just wanted the world to be educated because everybody's Oprah Winfrey these days and doing interviews online, and I want folks to know that beyond us being on here as a couple, we actually have a history. We have a backstory. You guys are on Zoom fitness and workouts every day, and everything about this community of us four that's been built out has been built out on the foundation of we have the same vibrations. And you know, again, I agree. A lot of people in the industry don't clink up, don't link up. whatever that might be. And it felt very natural for me and Idris to connect. And in our minds, we was like, man, if we can get the wives to link up and connect, that would just be amazing. And we all flew on the flight together and talked about you, Sam. And then once that happened, me and Idris was like, we good. You know, it was beautiful, you know, because it's almost expected of the catty energy between women to stop the vibrations from proceeding. But once y'all linked up, we all at the house together, studio, food, energy, good conversations, laughter. It was beautiful.
Right. Agreed.
I want to ask you guys, Sam, your background is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand you're a psychologist, right?
Well, I'm a licensed social worker. So it's like,
Psychology, I think.
I had to learn about mental health and medications and things like that, but I'm not a psychologist. But I did, you know, I know a lot about psychology. I can diagnose and prescribe.
I'm a psychologist.
When you guys connected,
ask me anything.
I was played my back out. When you guys connected, you know, what was that sort of dynamic? You know, Tyrese being, you know, very sort of vivacious personality.
I like that, vivacious
personality, and you being, you know, sort of not to say you're not grounded, but grounded in a very different set of social aspect, life, whatever. How was those conversations? I mean, of course there was beautiful romance, but how did you guys pair up on a level?
I think, well, I guess I'll go from when we first communicated, we did not, I'm going to be nice.
Oh,
we didn't
my God.
link up like that. I didn't like his personality that way. He was very, Tyrese is an alpha. He's very like, you know, coming at you. And he asked me a few questions and, you know, and I was like, whoa, this guy's a jerk. Like, I don't like him. So I did not actually, I didn't actually meet up with him for 2 years. I did not see him for 2 years post that. And then we went on our first date because he kept hitting me up at night after 10 p.m. And I had a rule at the time where I won't meet up with guys after 10 p.m. because that's just what it was.
You never told me that rule.
Right. So when I told him the rule, Sabrina, I told you this interview is gonna be crazy. Okay, I already knew what this was gonna be. Okay. He was filming Fast 8, and so he was in Atlanta, and he was hitting me up, and I said to him, "Listen, I'm never gonna meet up with you after 10. Like, I'm never gonna meet up with you after 10. I'm not gonna meet you at the St. Regis. Like, I'm not gonna do it."
Why you gotta put my hotel out?
Well, you don't stay there anymore.
You're changing the names, obviously. I see that.
For a reason.
For the sake of,
So anywho.
Innocence.
So when we met, because I really didn't think that there was going to be a future between us, I was brutally honest. I was like very, very open. You know, I didn't hold anything back. And I kid you not, he was on his phone the whole time. And I felt like I was on an interview. Like, and it was like, are you going to impress me? And then at the end of it, like towards the middle of our date, because it was at Red Lobster. And during the middle of our date, it was like he like warmed up because I was just being so open, and my stories were so like, I was just telling stories, and he thought the stories were interesting. And so we would just, Sabrina, you've heard some of my stories. Like, it's just crazy stories. Yeah. And he would laugh at them, and he would share. And like by the end of it, you know, at the end of the date, which I'm thinking like, okay, it's over. I have to go to my mom's birthday party at the time. He was like, "I think you're my wife." And I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, I didn't see that at all. But he, at that time, was like, "I think you're it. I think you're the one. And if I hit you up after 10, it's because of set things and set times. And I usually rap by a certain time at night. And so that's what we do. And I'm a recording artist, so I record at night, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "I'd never try you. I'll never make you feel uncomfortable. things like that. So we ended up, really from being so brutally honest with each other, we covered a lot of groundwork because I didn't hold
It
anything
was
back and he didn't
it
hold
was the
anything back.
honesty. It was
Yeah.
the honesty that really cut the
Yeah,
tape.
because what were you thinking in that moment that switch happened, or was it a
With
switch?
him,
Like, is your version of the story a bit different? Yeah, I'm wondering what Ty was.
My version is very different.
but I'm telling
Well,
you, that's
I ain't
what
got
you
no
have to know.
reason to lie to my brother.
There's
It
always
feels like that. It feels like that. Our stories are
I don't know if
usually
anyone's
very
lying.
different.
There's just different perspectives in life, right?
that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
You're
there
right.
you go.
Absolutely.
So
Exactly.
I'll make it short and sweet. For one, we didn't just go to Red Lobster. We were supposed to go to a sushi spot. And once we walked in, I smelled the place and I was like, this ain't it.
It was
So
like, no.
No.
it was like, I said my exact words was, I feel like this is a swollen stomach on a plate waiting to happen.
Oh
So
man.
we're out of here.
Do you remember what else you saw?
What else did I see?
Do you remember you saw a card?
I saw your
On the-
sundress.
Hey.
That had nothing to do
Hold
with
on. Can I finish my story?
Listen, Red Date. By the
Sundress
way,
had me at
nothing
hello.
wrong. Nothing wrong with Red Lobster. You don't need to justify that.
That's literally the last restaurant we went to in Atlanta.
Yep. I had the
Well,
biscuits.
no, I'm not saying anything is wrong with Red Lobster. I'm saying that wasn't like, let's go on our first lunch and go to Red Lobster.
Right.
We ended up there because we left the sushi spot that smelled wrong when we walked in. And then I said, let's go take a ride and see if we come across something. And I said, no disrespect, but I love Red Lobster. She like, I'm simple. I love Red Lobster. So we pulled over, and our first lunch was 4 hours.
It was.
Oh.
And I told her at the table,
Mm-hmm.
you're my wife. I know it. And you're going to have the rest of my kids. And I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. Like, I knew it. And I had